Here we are in Brechin for the last hurrah, the Lumberjack competition. After this show, we're going to be diving into this pigs. Rod, you been to a pig roast before?
Hey, Bill, actually, I'm raising a couple of porkers in the back, 40 right now.
So you got to be keenly aware that following this show, we're going to be diving into some of the best pig roasts you can find anywhere, put on by a great sponsor of this event, and they're called Shaw's Catering. Shaw's does all kinds of catering, large and small. Pig roasting is their specialty. They've been in business since 1991 and been doing groups from 10 to 10,000, and they've hosted the likes of Wayne Gretzky, Mario Andretti, and Toby Keith. They do private theme parties, corporate events, and they even have a do-it-yourself option. You know, Rod, you could bring your two pigs over to Shaw's Catering. They'll rent you everything you need to have your own little pig roast as long as you invite me to your party.
Hey, that sounds like a plan.
Well, they are great supporters of this event, and we are heading into Women's Underhand.
Hi, I'm Tracy Henning from Walworth, New York, and I am a Zumba instructor.
Mary Dooley, Waterport, New York. I'm the aquatics instructor for Medina Central School.
Well, if you were with us before the break, we saw these same four women who we're going to see in two heats right now in the Underhand Chop. We saw them in a single buck. This is Mary Dooley taking on Tracy Henning.
Couple different techniques you'll notice here. Tracy Henning is a slider. That's the way most good axemen actually chop wood. But of course, clubbing is something we've seen Paul Finnegar do. Mary Dooley also clubs. Hey, the great chopper Matt Bush also clubbed. It's a little bit quicker getting into the wood. You can actually chop faster, but sliding, I think you can gain and generate a lot more power.
And absolutely, just name of the game in chopping is to hit in your lines. Both these women are having a difficult time keeping the same lines, keeping the same face. You're obviously going to save you time and not have to do any kind of rehits.
Should mention these are really big blocks, and of course we already know that it's really firm poplar wood, and of course it looks like it's about 11 or 12 inches of poplar they got to get through, so this is really going to test the ladies' stamina.
When we're talking about stamina, we're talking about saving energy here. You look at Tracy's log, a variety of different lines, and every time you take a different line, you are wasting energy.
You're chopping wood that's already been chopped, and that's definitely a waste of energy. And then when you're chopping for a minute, you got to make sure that every stroke you take is going to count.
An earlier heat, we saw Christine Jibb come in at 117. Looks like Mary's going to beat that time. Mary Dooley wins this heat in 62 seconds, and Tracy's struggling to finish just behind her.
That's a great effort in these hard popple logs.
Mary had a really solid front side. Backside, what happened here?
Well, missed hit on the chip side, and then, so I had to go with it. So I ended up with a wider back, and then when the bottom wood, I cleaned it out faster than I did the top, which I don't know what I was thinking. So, you know, you kind of got to thinking sentences is not good. It should be, but, you know, I got it off safely, and I see where it shakes.
Hi, my name is Lavon Michelacci. I'm from Van Ling, Pennsylvania. I'm an a la carte manager at the Forest City Regional School District.
Hi, I'm Colin Coors from Russell, Pennsylvania, and I'm a natural resource specialist with the U.S. Forest Service.
Well, here we go with the last heat of the women's underhand chop. Last heat we had Mary Dooley clocking in with a 1:02.53 over Tracy Henning. This heat, the last heat, we got two Pennsylvania women, Lavon Michelacci taking on Colin Coors.
They're chopping 11-inch round popples. It's pretty firm stuff, and see them swinging this close to their feet. And you may think, wow, they're just wearing sneakers, but actually you can see here in Yvonne's shot that there's some chainmail hanging out of the top of her sneaker. They actually have a chainmail sock underneath their shoes.
Well, you mentioned earlier, Rod, that this wood is really firm. You can see it's taking its toll on these two women here as they both make their turn over to the backside. They seem to slow the pace down a little bit.
Underhand choppers, typically it's the stronger girls that have a better time in the underhand chop. Colin Coors obviously at a little bit of a disadvantage, but Yvonne Michelacci seems to be holding her pace.
This stage of the game, you really got to make sure you hit your lines to conserve your energy. Clearly, Colin's running out of gas right now, so she's working hard at hitting her lines. Lavon is running out of wood. She's hitting her lines pretty good, but running out of strength as well.
Oh, and she anticipated the block breaking there, stepped off her block, had to jump back on it again to finish it.
Colin a couple more swings of the axe, hoping to break things off as well. Lavon Michelacci is going to win this underhand chop with a 59.85.
When you reach up and you're sliding your hand, once in a while you hit the bottom of the axe and you get a little cut.
Your speed was pretty good there. You're working on your speed a little bit. I mean, you've always had some strength, but, you know, with it, you need a little bit of speed, but you had a pretty good pace.
It was a good pace. I'm trying to pick that up some more. Just a matter of putting the hits where they're supposed to be.
Now, you slide your hands. Some people club. That kind of accident's not going to happen if you become a clubber.
And I tried it before. That's not for me.
Well, these ladies are battling out the tough poplar blocks here in the underhand chop. Mary Dooley clocking in at 1:02 and Lavon Michelacci winning it just under a minute.